To discuss the impact of the rising temperatures on the upcoming general elections, the El Nino impact and more, we're joined by DS Pai of IMD. Welcome, Mr. Pai, and thanks for taking the time out.
Hi.
So we're seeing IMD come out with a warning about higher than normal temperatures, especially when these months are also the time for general elections. We're going to see the election officers and other staff members out in the heat. What parts are we talking about for these where these warnings are issued?
See, first of all, we are giving the seasonal forecast, which we had released yesterday, that giving a forecast for the next 3 months, April, May, June, which is the most prone for heat wave over northwest India, central India, and eastern part climatologically. In addition to that, we are also giving a weekly forecast for the next 4 weeks, and then daily forecast for next 7 days. So this will give you an idea about which are the region likely to impact. Heat waves are to be above normal, day to day or week to week, or in the season itself. So just like yesterday we had said that this year we are expecting above normal heat waves over generally heat wave prone area of northwest India, central India, and eastern part, and almost in the southern part also, except that along the west coast and northeast India, most parts of the country we are likely to get. And accordingly, based on this forecast, the local government also takes appropriate action for elevated temperature rise, which are impacting, posing significant risks to vulnerable populations like elderly, children, and those with pre-existing health conditions, or who are more susceptible to heat-related illness such as heat stress, etc. So that the local government can take appropriate actions.
Sure, Mr. Pai. Hersh also joining in. So if you can give us some overview with regard to how long will this heat wave last for? Will it be the full 3 months? Are we only seeing the month of April as a major concern?
See, we have got, if you take month-wise, April, May, June, in the early part, it will be more in the southern part. As the sun moves the northward, May and June, it will be more over northwest India and eastern part of coastal region like Andhra Pradesh, Orissa, etc. As the monsoon will approach, onset around 1st June generally, as the monsoon progress more northward, the heat activity will get abate in that region. So it will depend on how fast the monsoon will move to central part or northern part. So as such, climatologically, May and June are the most two months when you get maximum number of heat waves, particularly over northwest India, eastern part, and central part like Maharashtra, Vidarbha, Marathwada, Madhya Pradesh, etc. But this is about seasonal for this one. But within the season, there can be some period when in certain region you will get more heat waves than the normal. So for that, we will give you day-to-day forecast and week-to-week forecast. It is not that heat wave will continue together. So it may be for a few days continuously for some region. So you have to go through our day-to-day forecast to understand exactly where it will be there.
Mr. Pai, also talk to us about the La Nina conditions. We're supposed to have a bountiful monsoon this year. But are we seeing this maybe in the later half of the monsoon, or are we expecting, or there may be some sort of a delay that we're looking at?
See, first of all, let me tell you that any year which is, followed by the El Nino, itself, you have got a monsoon will be normal or a good monsoon. So now that some of the model forecasts are also indicating this El Nino condition will abate by will weaken by June, and it will become a neutral condition. And by end of this monsoon season, maybe around September, La Nina conditions will develop. So so that itself is a good. We have seen that when La Nina followed by, by El Nino, 8 such cases has been there. Out of that, all years, rainfall has been more than 97%. And 4 years, the rainfall was more than 106. So, which means that if La Nina takes place, the monsoon is likely to be normal or above normal. However, said that, the other parameters are also important, like Indian Ocean dipole or mid-latitude forcing, snow cover during spring season, etc. So we will get an better idea in the month of May, particularly because of spring season barrier that we talk about in the weather forecasting. Even the La Nina forecast will be much more become clear only in the month of May. So though as of now we are saying La Nina conditions are likely, we have to wait for a May month forecast to become more confident. But anyway, even with that also, monsoon is likely to be normal to above normal, but we will have an exact forecast we will come up with in the middle of this month, April.
Okay, and with regard to the impact on agricultural output production, what's the sense you're getting? Would there be an adverse impact in a major way?
See, as we interacted with the agriculture specialists, particularly the wheat, crops, that is in the harvesting stage now. And, state like Madhya Pradesh, we understand that 90% has been harvested. So only 10% is remaining. The otherwise, Himachal, the other places like Punjab, Haryana, UP and all. So the harvesting will be completed within the next 10 to 15 days. So they say that grains are in the, in the mature stage. Therefore, there will not be any impact of temperature on wheat crops, as of now. So there will be good crop production will be there. That's what they said. But however, for any crops or vegetable, etc., in the next 3-4 months, the regions where you don't have an irrigation facility or groundwater is very less, there can be huge, temperature stress can be experienced. So because of those, whatever impact that can take place, that will maybe there. So people has to understand that, because of temperature, what stress that it can, crops that can happen. Accordingly, that crops or vegetable varieties and all has to be selected accordingly.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Pai, for joining us and for sharing all these inputs with us.